So hello and welcome to this Adobe Animate tutorial. Today I'm going to show you for each loop, which is a little bit more modern way of the for loop, and I will show you when you can use for each and when you have to go with the for loop and so on. So here I am in the Adobe Animate. I am going to choose any width and height. I want this to be HTML5 canvas because we are writing JavaScript, and I am going to click create. Later we are going to create some basic shapes, but for now we are going to go with the simple console.logs. So I will go to the layer 1, I will go to the first frame, I will right click and I am going to choose actions or F9, and you can adjust this text editor which is going to be opened as you want, but yeah, and I will zoom in with Ctrl or Command and mouse wheel. And firstly I will show you, you probably know, basic for loop, so I can go for let I is going to be equal to 0 because we will start from 0, while I is going to be smaller than 10, for example, and I plus plus like so. So yeah, very simple for the loop, and I can console.log I, for example, which right now is going to be from 0 up to 9. 10 is not going to be included because we would have to have smaller or equal, but yeah, I can go with Control Enter, Command Enter. I'm going to have an empty page, but I can go with F12 or right click inspect, and I can go to the console, and basically I'm going to have there are some errors, but I can refresh and they are going to disappear. I'm going to have my iConsole.log from 0 up to 9, okay? Or I can console.log hello, for example, and it is going to be console.log 10 times. So if you want something to happen 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, then you need to go with a for loop or maybe while loop, but you probably, not probably, but you cannot use for each loop to make something happen 10 times, for example, like so. So when we would need, when we would use the for each loop, we would use for each when we are going to have some kind of array and we want to loop through every single element of the array. So for example, I can create an array which is going to be names. So const names is going to be equal. We are going to make an array. And for example, I will go with Martin, then comma, then I will go with Jane like so. They are in the quotation marks because they are strings. Then I will go with Peter, and the last one, for example, is going to be Monica, like so. Okay, you can go with the let, but usually arrays we go with const, but yeah, and arrays are 0 based, so this is index 0, 1, 2, and 3. So what I could do in my for loop, I can go, instead of looping 10 times, I can go 4 times because I want to have 0, 1, 2, and 3. But usually we don't type for like this, but we type names.length like so, because if we are going to change the length of the array, this is going to adjust. And then what I could do is I can console.log names of I, and it is going to console.log me names 0, names 1, names 2, names 3, like so. I will go with Control Enter, Command Enter, F12, and I'm going to have all of the names. Now we are going to do the same thing with the for each. So I am going to comment out the for loop, slash and asterisk and asterisk and slash. I am going to show you for each twice. First time it may look a little bit difficult. The second time it will make complete sense, hopefully. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to type that names, which is my array. I'm going to type for each like so, and the E has to be capital. Then we will go with the parentheses like so. In the parentheses we are going to type function. We are going to go with the parentheses like the function, they have the parentheses, then the curly braces like so. In the function we are going to create a parameter. I can go with E, I can go with EL, I can go with name, anything. I will go with EL like element. And then all I need to do is console.log L like so. I will go with Control Enter, Command Enter, and I am going to console.log all of my names. So If I am going to type this like so, this may look a little bit confusing. So let's explain this a little bit and let's write it one more time. So for now, I am going to comment this out like so, and I will just very simply create some kind of function to explain the parameter for you if you maybe don't know. But I can create a function. For example, I will go function say hello like so, and I am going to have parentheses like so, then curly braces, and I can simply console.log hello like so and there. And when you have function, they are not going to functions by themselves, are not going to do anything. So we will have to call the function like so. So I can call the function say hello, and I will go with Control Enter. And in the console, we are going to have hello. And we can use the parameter. So for example, in here, I can type name like so, and I'm going to console.log hello, and I will go plus name. And when I'm going to call the function, I'm going to, use something which is going to replace the name. So I can go like so, and I can go Monica like so. So right now I am calling the function say hello with Monica. So the name is going to be replaced in here, and we are going to have hello Monica. So I will go with Control Enter, F12, hello Monica. Okay. If you want to have the space, you need to create the space in here, hello Monica. But yeah. So that's the parameter. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to get rid of this. I am going to get rid of this like so. So I am going to have a function. I am going to have some name of the function, then the parameter. The parameter can be anything. I had a name, but it can be whatever. So for now, I will go with E. Okay, so we are going to have function say hello E like so. And if we want to make this for each, what we need to do is we need to get rid of the name of the function. So we are just going to have function, parameter, and the body of the function. And then I will go before of the function, and I will type names like so, dot for each like this. And then I will put everything that I have, the whole function, I will put to the parentheses. Okay, so right now this may be easier to remember. Then you are going to have just simple function without the name and with some parameter. And when you want to make the for each loop, you just go name of the array for each dot for each with the capital E, and you put everything inside of the parentheses. And then what I could do is I can console.log E. Okay, and it is going to, where are my names in here? Okay, and it is going to simply console.log every single name. So I can go with Control Enter, and I'm going to have all of the names. And this, I can call this to be name, for example. And right now I can go console.log name, and it is going to be working the same way. And yeah. So now, what I'm going to do is I am going to delete this. This is something that I do not need to provide. It's very simple. And I am going to create a simple shapes. So I will go in here. I can create new layer if I want, or if you are going to have empty layer, I am going to create a rectangle tool. I can go with blue color, and I'm just going to create a shape like so. And I will click on this. I will go to the modify, convert to symbol, or F8. I can call this to be blue shape, for example. Okay. And I am going to put the instance name. This is going to be blue1, for example. I am going to duplicate it with Alt or Option, dragging and holding Shift to stay on the same line, but the Shift is not important. This one is going to be blue number 2. And I'm going to duplicate it one more time like so, and this one is going to be blue number 3. Okay, now I'm going to create a new layer, which is going to be my code. I will right click, I will go with actions, and I am going to put these shapes into the array. So I'm going to go const my shapes, for example, and I'm going to make it equal to this blue one. This refers like to this timeline. So this timeline blue 1, this timeline blue 2, like so, and this timeline blue 3, like so, separated with the commas. Semicolons are optional. And now if I want to go with the for each, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type function. I will go without the name, like so. I'm going to create a parameter, let's say E or blue or shape. Okay, I can go with blue, like so. And I'm going to go with the body of the function. And right now I will go in here and I'm going to type my shapes, like so, dot for each, like this. And I'm going to put all of this inside of the inside of the parentheses, like so. And right now the blue or E or L or anything that you are going to have in here is going to represent every single element of this array. So now what I can do is I can type that blue dot alpha, for example, which is opacity, is going to be equal to 0.5. I will go with Control Enter, and the opacity is going to be 50%. Or I can go ahead and I can type that blue dot rotation is going to be equal to 20, and right now they are going to have also rotation changed and so on. And if I want, I can change this from blue to E, or I can change it to shape or anything. That's up to you how you are going to name your things. So if I'm going to change this to shape, then I will have to go with shape.alpha is equal to 0.5 or shape.rotation is equal to 20, and like so. Okay, and yeah, now it doesn't matter if we are going to add something in here or remove something from the array. Basically my shapes for each is going to go like, it's going to take every single element of the array, and you are going to store it as a parameter, and you can change this. If we want to do the same thing with the basic for loop, what we would have to do is type for let I is equal to 0, while I is going to be smaller than my shapes dot length. You know, it's or you can go with number 4, but it's always better to go the array of the length. So my shapes dot length, like so, and then I plus plus. And then in here, what you would have to do is you would have to go my shapes of I dot alpha is going to be equal to 0.5. It is going to do the same thing, like so. And you could go also with the rotation or anything. So I can duplicate this. And right now my shapes I rotation is going to be equal to 45, like so. And yeah, so yeah, basically this is the for each loop. I am going to comment out the for loop, and I'm going to uncomment the for each. You are going to use for each when you want to loop through every single element of the array. But if you are going to have something that you want to repeat 5 times, for example, or 10 times, or 20 times, whatever it may be, then you probably would go with the basic for loop, because in the for loop you can specify that I want this to repeat 5 times, or 10 times, or 20 times, okay? And on the other hand, for each is going to loop through every single element of the array. So you can, every time that you go with for each loop, you can go with for loop. So if for each wouldn't exist, everything would be fine. You could go with the for loop, but not every time that you go with the for loop, you could go with the for each. As I said, you may want to repeat something 10 times, but the for each is only like for every single element of the array. So yeah, it's up to you. What do you want to use? I just wanted to show you that there is this for each. It's a little bit more modern. If you ask ChatGPT, for example, it will tell you that you should probably use this more than the for loop in this scenario. But yeah, so I just wanted to share something like this. I hope that this was useful. I hope that you will be using this. And yeah, thank you and goodbye.